We're at the West Coast of Scotland University here. A huge student population and kind of retailers catering for the students. The traffic lights beyond, 50 metres beyond the traffic lights is Orr Square. We've got the Paisley Museum and the Paisley Library here being redeveloped. Multi-million pound budget here. And here's a historic building being converted into student accommodation. This is the Paisley Museum that's been upgraded. Going to be a significant draw to the area and huge improvement to the area. A lot of traditional tenement, Scottish tenement buildings in the area, and looking down the high street of Paisley to the town hall you can see in the distance there. Museum developments, which is just 100 metres or so away. So the university is less than 5 minutes walk. We're going up a cobbled street. We're now in the conservation area called Orr Sq. There's on-street parking metered, a pay and display system, and there's a pay and display parking area within the grounds of the hotel. So this is the property, double fronted, and the planning permission is for 4 flats, 2 on the ground floor and 2 on the first floor. We didn't try and exploit the top floor, the attic floor, for a number of reasons. The hotel, Ash Tree House Hotel, and the Orr Square church that's been converted into apartments is just a minute away from number 6 Orr Square. The exterior of the building is in fair condition at the front. Cosmetically it's poor. There's some work required on the chimney, and some previous owner has removed the chimney pots and they didn't, I'm led to believe they didn't cap over the openings, so there is some water ingress. The rear of the property cosmetically is poor, some work required on the cast iron rainwater goods, and there's a small yard access through this black doorway. There's a block of modern flats here with a security gate there, and more cobbled street lane moving up to further into the conservation zone. There is some water damage caused by a poor modification to the drainage from a hidden gully that takes the water off the roof, and it's caused some water damage on the front of the building here to the rough cast, to the render coat. The building itself, as I say, is in a conservation area, and it's on the heritage trail of this conservation area. Quite a grand entrance from its time. The building is about 160 years old, and a flight of 4 steps into the property. And we go into through the porch and an open hallway here with a stone staircase. To the right, a large room here, probably 5 metres by 5 metres. Sash and case window, electrical works, and there's historically been water damage to this floor that's had repairs in the past, but they've not resolved the water damage. All these walls were stripped back from their lath and plaster framing back to the stonework. It's now ready for, once the water issues have been resolved, it's ready for insulation and framing, ready for plasterboarding. Going through into the second part of this flat, there is a room which would be the bedroom and bathroom. Double sash and case windows, again stripped back, and again there's water issues coming from this roof. This is part of the lath and plaster that came down from the ceiling. And again, this is probably 5 meters by 4 meters. This doorway that's been blocked off goes into the next door property. At one stage they had the same ownership. So I'm coming back into the hallway. A small understairs cupboard that holds a central heat and a combi boiler. That's the front door there. And I'm going into the other side of the ground floor. This room is probably 4 meters by 4 meters. I'll pace it out. No, that's 3.5. 4+ meters that in that direction. And the plan is for this cupboard to be taken away to create access through into what would be the bedroom and bathroom created from this area. There is a recent addition of a plasterboard partition wall, but here we see we've stripped off all the original lath and plaster, and so this could be taken away to make a large bedroom, and this area, which is currently a utility room with access to the backyard through this doorway. The plan is that this doorway would be blocked over, and this utility room would be the bathroom of this ground floor flat. This is the external yard. Some kind of storage use, and a stairway up to the rear door to the property. Now there's a lovely feature in this staircase. Solid stone staircase up to a half landing, where there's another utility room that's maybe on the plans is designated as a potential bathroom for one of the other flats. And a sash and case window looking out into the car parking area for this block of flats. Got to the next floor. So we're now on the first floor of the property, and we go in here. This floor was all stripped away to inspect the damage, if any, and to establish whether the floor timbers could be repaired or needed replacing. And we are of the opinion that once dried out, these are in reasonable condition. Likewise, with all the lath and plaster walls have been stripped off. The ceiling's still to be taken down. These rooms, by the way, are probably ceilings 10 foot high. This room, same footprint as the room downstairs, at least 5 metres by 5 metres. And the plan is, current plans are to convert this into a studio apartment. I am of the opinion, but I couldn't, for a number of reasons, we choose not to progress, but I would have liked to have extended through, which is currently this window, to this area here, and build up to get an identical footprint to the flat below. So it wouldn't be a studio flat, it would be a substantial one bedroom flat. Back out into the landing. Storage cupboards. What may have been a staff room. Sash window. All the sash windows are in reasonable condition. They have been refurbished, but the job's not been done especially well. But a good sash window restorer could quickly bring these into shape. This is the cobble street at the front of the property. This room is maybe 3 metres by 3 metres. And into this room. Probably 3.5 metres by 4 metres, with a lath and plaster stud wall where a doorway would be created to go into this back room to make the flat the bedroom and bathroom of this flat. Again, the walls have been mostly stripped back where required to expose the stonework and ready for insulating, framing and plasterboarding. There's again additional work required to stripping out to clear this in preparation. And there's a further staircase up to the attic. A lovely feature, but the architect couldn't figure out how we could incorporate this into the plans to utilise it for conversion. There are 2 large rooms. All the lath and plaster has been stripped away to expose the roof timbers for treating if required, and to see if there's any defects on the roof. There is some indication of dampness, and I'm pretty confident that that would be resolved by capping the chimney stacks where the pots have been removed. This room has a sloped ceiling, but with full headroom. There's 3.5 metres by 3 metres, by 4 metres, incorporating that area there. And this is just storage and services under that roof space there. This is just a storeroom, and then through into the the last room, which is a treble bay window and is 5 meters by almost 4 meters. Walls stripped off, and again there's signs of water damage from the chimney directly above here. Now, the water problems that we've had in the past in this building stem from this area here. There's a hidden gully, a lead-lined hidden gully that's been repaired over the years, and whoever has repaired it has narrowed the running outlet, so it's not difficult for it to block up with leaves or winter debris. And then the water that gathers there comes back into the property. We've stripped all this away to expose what was there, and there's obviously been remedial work done in the past, but reality is the hidden gully itself needs probably renewing. I got a price of about £2,000, and creating a much larger opening to allow the rainwater that's coming off this roof to drain away without being blocked by leaves or twigs. I would also incorporate some kind of screen, a mesh screen over this hidden gully to keep out the winter or autumn debris from all the trees in the area. Again, sash and case windows have had some work done to them, but they could do with improvement, but they're certainly got a lot of life left in them. They are single glazed, so I would be inclined to either have secondary glazing or some other format for insulation. But the idea was, when we stripped all these walls back, to make sure there's lots of insulation, Kingspan type insulation incorporated within the frames, the timber frames, prior to plasterboarding and decorating. So this is the second floor that maybe have potential for converting to accommodation, or maybe used for service or storage. My architect seemed to think that the staircase might present problems. Unfortunately, my architect maybe wasn't as creative as it hoped it could be. But that's the staircase leading up to the second floor. And this is the hallway. I'll go back down the stairs now. The hallway itself is 2 meters or so wide. You can see the signs of dampness where the water from that hidden gully is backflowing into the property and coming down, and over the years has caused damage to the structural timbers, the flooring timbers, and they've had a repair sometime in the past. I couldn't put a date on that. We stripped the lath and plaster ceilings away and the floorboards up to inspect the timbers to see if they could be repaired and to prepare them for some kind of chemical timber treatment. before refurbishing the property. Again, these ceilings are about 10 feet high.